This is Italian football, our channel, my friends. Today I want to make predictions. Match day 5 games of Champions League Group E, F, G, H. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. Please push the like button. Thank you so much. Let's start with Group E, Lazio Celtic. Celtic has just 1 point and they are at the bottom of this group. And in first game, Lazio won versus Celtic 2-1 in away game. Before this, Celtic team lost against Feyenoord 2-0 in away game. And again, this Celtic team lost against Atletico Madrid 6-0 in last away game. It was so frustrated, defeated for Celtic team. And Celtic stayed draw against Atletico Madrid at home 2-2. Lazio won versus Feyenoord 1-0 in last match at home, but they lost against Feyenoord 3-1 in away game. And this Lazio team has 7 points and they are on the second spot in this group. At the same time, this Lazio team stayed draw against Atletico Madrid 1-1 in the first game of Champions League at home. And really, this so hard game is awaiting us, but Lazio will want to go up to last 16 round. Because of that, they will win over against Celtic at home. Lazio 2, Celtic 1 is my prediction for this game. Feyenoord Atletico Madrid off. Feyenoord is playing way more better at home, surely, and they collected all the points at home in Champions League. They won versus Lazio 3-1 at home. They won against Celtic 2-0 at home, and they have 6 points and they are on the third spot in this group. In first game, Atletico Madrid won versus Feyenoord 3-2 at home, and really this Feyenoord team lost against Lazio 1-0 in last away game. So hard game is awaiting us. This Atletico Madrid has 7 points and they are at the top of this group. Because of that, at the same time, Atletico got 2 successive draws in away games of this group. They stayed draw against Celtic 2-2 in last away game of this group. Because of that, my prediction is draw for that match. Feyenoord 2, Atletico Madrid 2. Group F, Milan, Borussia Dortmund, This is the death group. This is the hardest group of Champions League, surely. And Milan got the first victory against PSG in last match by winning 2-1 at home. And Milan scored the first goals of Champions League and got the first victory at the same time against PSG at home by winning 2-1. But Milan lost against PSG 3-0 in last away game. In first game, Dortmund-Milan game has been ended up 0-0 draw. And Milan stayed draw against Newcastle 0-0 in first game of Champions League at home. Borussia Dortmund, at the same time, Milan has 5 points and they are on the third spot in this group. Dortmund has 7 points and they are at the top of this group. Dortmund got 2 successive victories against Newcastle. They won versus Newcastle 1-0 in away game. Again, Dortmund won against Newcastle at home 2-0. This Borussia Dortmund team lost against PSG 2-0 in the first away game of Champions League. And so hard game is awaiting us, my dear friends. Draw is possible, draw is probable, but as an Italian football lover, and my prediction is going to be in favor of Milan. Milan will win over against Dortmund after a hard game. Milan 2, Dortmund 1 is my prediction for this game. PSG Newcastle. PSG has 6 points and they are on the second spot in this group, and PSG is playing way more better at home. They won versus Dortmund 2-0 at home. They won against Milan 3-0 in last match at home, but they lost against Newcastle 4-1 in first away game. Again, they lost against Milan 2-1 in last away game of Champions League. Newcastle United has 4 points. They are at the bottom of this group, but anything can change anytime in this group. Anything won't be precise till the last minutes of the last games in this group. This Newcastle team stayed draw against Milan 0-0 in away game, but they lost against Dortmund 2-0 in last away game. Before they lost against Dortmund 1-0 at home. But PSG is better team than Newcastle and they will make the advantage of playing at home. Because of that, they will win over against Newcastle. PSG 2, Newcastle 0 is my prediction for this game. Group G, Young Boys, Red Star. Young Boys and Red Star has just 1 point. In first game, they stayed draw 2-2. Young Boys is at the bottom of this group. They lost against City 3-0 in last away game. They lost against City at home 3-1. Before Young Boys lost against Leipzig at home 3-1. And Red Star lost against Leipzig 2-1 in last match at home. In last away game, Red Star lost against 3-1 Leipzig. Again, Red Star lost against Manchester City in first away game of Champions League 3-1. And again, so hard game is awaiting us. Because of that, my prediction is draw. Young Boys 1, Red Star 1. Manchester City Leipzig. Off. Manchester City at the top of this group. They won all the games. They have 12 points. Leipzig has 9 points. They are on the second spot. City won versus Leipzig 3-1 in first game. And this Manchester City team won versus Young Boys 3-0 at home. They won against Red Star 3-1 at home. They won versus Young Boys 3-1 in last away game, and Leipzig won against Red Star 2-1 in last away game of this group. They won versus Red Star 3-1 in last match at home in this group. Before Leipzig won against Young Boys 3-1 in away game of this group. So hard game is awaiting us, but I want to take a chance to Manchester City for victory. Manchester City 2, Leipzig 1 is my prediction for this game. Group H, Shakhtar Donetsk, Royal Antwerp. Another hard game is awaiting us, but Shakhtar Donetsk is better team than Royal Antwerp in every way. This Shakhtar won versus Barcelona 1-0 in last match at home. Before they lost against Porto 3-1 at home in the first game of Champions League. But in first game, Shakhtar won versus Royal Antwerp 3-2 in away game. Shakhtar has 6 points. They are on the third spot in this group. And this Royal Antwerp team has no point in this group. And they lost against Porto 2-0 in last away game. They lost against Barcelona 5-0 in first away game of Champions League. And Royal Antwerp is in so bad situation now because of that. This Shakhtar Donetsk team will win over against the Royal Antwerp. Shakhtar Donetsk 3, Royal Antwerp 1 is my prediction for this game. Last match, Barcelona-Porto. Barcelona and Porto has 9 points. They are on the same point, but Barcelona is at the top of this group with goal difference. Barcelona won versus Porto 1-0 in first away game. And this Barcelona team won against Royal Antwerp 5-0 at home. They won versus Shakhtar Donetsk 2-1 at home, but really Barcelona lost against Shakhtar Donetsk 1-0 in last away game of this group. This Porto team won versus Shakhtar 3-1 in away game. Again, Porto won against Royal Antwerp 4-1 in away game. Porto won versus Royal Antwerp 2-0 in last match at home of this group. So hard game is awaiting us. But I want to take a chance to Barcelona. They will win over against Porto scarcely, barely. Barcelona 2, Porto 1 is my prediction for this game. All my predictions like these match day 5 games of Champions League Group E, F, G, H. You can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. You may write your comments down below. Please push the like button. Thank you so much. See you on my next videos, my dear friends. Bye!